This is Las Vegas Real Estate Now with local real estate expert Harvey Blankfeld.
I'm going to share with our listeners and our video audience the monthly market update for July 2026. I want to remind you guys that when I do the monthly market update, I'm doing it specifically for single-family homes, because that's predominantly where we work, although we do condos and high-rises, but we're predominantly in single-family homes. And also the data that we're giving you for July, a lot of it is actually June data that we're carrying forward to share with you. But the cool thing about the monthly market update that we do is you can go back and look at a history of this for going back, I think, at least 8 years. And you can hear how we're kind of talking about the markets going up and down and changing in the various things that happen to the market. And so the history of our market is in these monthly market updates. Anyway, so let's get on with it. So for July 2026, currently available single-family homes, we have 7,530. That's up a few hundred from last month. We have 2,376 under contract. That's down a little bit from last month. We have 2,051 sold in the last 30 days. That's about just a little less than last month. And that means we have 3.7 months worth of inventory. That's our absorption rate. So the average... So if we were to sell all the homes on the market based on the rate of sale, it would take us almost 4 months to do it. 41 days on the market is our average. That hasn't changed. And our median sale price hasn't. It went down $50. Which is interesting. Usually, whenever I get these data, usually it rounds to the nearest thousand. For some reason, this month it didn't do it.
Interesting.
I can't believe every time it goes right on that. This doesn't do that. But for some reason, this month it went to 489,950. I don't know why that was. The largest sale we had in the last 30 days was 16,133,950.
Yeah.
That sounds like it was a new home. That's a weird number. Usually, new homes are kind of these oddball.
Maybe.
I'm betting that was a new home. I'm not sure. And then the lowest price of a single-family home was 150,000. Now, whenever I get to these lowest prices, I'm always a little bit shocked that a single-family home sold for that price. But it may not have been actually in the valley. It could have been in our MLS. It could have been somewhere remote. And it was probably, didn't have a roof.
Yeah.
Or something like that. There was something wrong with that house. I'm just telling you. You're not going to find a nice single-family home for $150,000 in our market. They're just not available. No. Last year at this time, we had about the same number on the market. We sold... we had about the same pending. We sold more this year than last year, about 200 more, about 10% more this year. We had a little more inventory, a little slower market, an absorption rate. Average days on market was a little bit less, and our median price was $485. So our median price is the same. It's the same. It hasn't changed. In the 12-month period, the median price is the same, guys. Just keep that in your head. I think that's an important fact to recall. Okay, moving on. Here's our stack chart. Now, those of you who are driving, I don't want you to, get into an accident. So pull over to the side and imagine this with us, okay? This is the stack chart, number of closings of single-family homes per month over the last 25 years. It goes all the way back to 2000. Yeah. And you can see right now we're currently on pace over here to be about even with the last 3 years. We haven't seen much change. Yeah. And the last 3 years have been quite a bit slower than just about the whole history here, the last quarter century. But we're actually a little behind, it looks like, overall. Although this month was better than the previous couple of years, we're still a little bit behind year to date on what's been happening in our market halfway through the year. It's going to be another one of those slower years, it looks like, in terms of activity, unless it starts to significantly pick up. And the only reason I think it would even pick up at all is if we saw interest rates come down a little bit. Yeah. And or there was a softening of prices. Although we're going to talk about prices. Let's talk about that too as we get around to the next slides. Here's our median price. That red line is so flat. Yeah. It just boom, straight across the board. You go back to June of 24, it was 475. We're at 490 now. They're rounding it up there on this chart. But that's a flat line. That's not going anywhere. It was the low on this thing. Let's see, where's the low? It's like 475, 473, 470. 470 is the lowest number, and the highest number, I think, is 490.
Oh, well, I guess,
it's 490. The highest, so 470 to 490 over the last, basically, 2 years. So it hasn't moved much at all, and that's what pricing's doing. Here's luxury sales of $1 million or more. This is where it gets interesting to me, and we've been talking about this the last several months. The number of luxury sales of $1 million or more is going to break the record again this year. You can see it keeps going up.
It's carrying us. It's
significant.
Yes.
And part of the reason is the overall price is maybe a little bit higher, and there's a lot more tract homes, quote unquote, that are going for $1 million or more now these days. Yeah. And so maybe we shouldn't call this luxury, quote unquote, because it's maybe not quite the top 10%. Yeah. But this is definitely skewing the number.
Yeah.
And when we get to the next chart, which I would say this is the real luxury, this is 3 million or more.
Yeah.
And that's going to be a record year. It's going to blow away the other previous record years for 3 million or more. And these numbers are just going to skew the median.
Yeah.
So if the high end market is highly active and the median price is staying the same, that means somewhere it's going down. Somewhere it's slipping, and I think it's anywhere in that middle and lower part. It might be slipping. So if you're a home seller out there and anything less than $1 million, you better keep a close eye on your list price, because it's likely that your market is coming down a bit.
It is, because mine did.
Yeah,
mine did, and I'm in the 450 range.
Yeah,
and it's kind of toggled. I think that's down, but it's more down than it was last year.
And I think we get we have to pay attention to that. I think it's important, guys. Okay, so we're going on. I pulled this. I thought it was kind of interesting. This is the closed units by price point and closed volume by price point. And I wanted to note the difference here. So when we talk about units, houses between 400 and 700,000, that's really dominant in this market. But when you talk about volume, look at how million plus jumped from 7 to 26%. Wow. That's the impact I'm talking about. When you talk about luxury homes, when you take a look at these charts and you see that slice of the pie becomes so much bigger when it talks about the dollars versus the number of units, that's telling me something. That's saying that these guys, this is going to hurt here because the numbers are overall staying the same. So that's where we're seeing some impact from that. Lastly is the chart that I create every month for you guys. 3 important lines. One is the number of homes sold, which is right around that 2,000 number again. This is the median price, once again, a very flat blue line. And then yellow is the available inventory, and we're getting back up to a higher number. The peak on this thing was back in October. We almost had 8,000, and now we're at 7,500. It got down really low in January, February, and March, but it's back up to about 7,500. So that's our monthly market update for July 2026. Any additional thoughts on that, Janelle?
I had one on the slide before. I can't remember what it was.
I think it's important to understand that these 3 elements are what I think affects our market the most. It's like, how many homes are there available, how many are selling, and what's the median price. The 2 affect the median price. Supply and demand affect the price. But when you look at the quartiles and look at the high end, the low end, the middle end of our market, that's where you have to really get specific. And the other thing is that Mark Stark always used to tell me, and always talk about when he came on the show, is real estate is local. It's hyper local.
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Is each neighborhood is so different, right? So these are as a whole.
This is the whole market.
Let's not focus on that. Let's focus on your area
and
let's see what the trend is in your area. And if you see these prices, now you know, and if you are a seller that needs to sell right away, then now you know where to price it to move it quick.
Yeah.
Right? Because there's strategy behind a lot of this stuff. So don't think that it has to be the same. Oh, this is what it is. No, there's strategy to help you get the most, but obviously get out as well, right? What would it be versus holding the property? So there's all things. Yeah,
and I think when it was interesting, I was talking with one of my clients the other day. He's very astute and very follows the real estate market very closely from across the country. And he made the comment that he read an article by somebody who does a regular blog post talking about the idea that sellers are not adjusting well to the current market conditions.
Yeah,
they don't understand that. And in my assessment, we are now in kind of a neutral market.
Yeah.
Which feels like a buyer's market because it's been a seller's market for so long. And so, but sellers are still thinking the prices are going up in all quarter, and they're not. They're just not, guys. First of all, they're flat. The median's flat. That's just flat. It's not happening. Certain elements of our market are going up, and certain elements of our market are coming down. So that's kind of keeping it. That's what's keeping it flat. So again, if you're not watching the value of your home, you probably should. Not that you need to concern yourself with it unless you're ready to sell, but it's nice to keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
Just to keep an eye on it, compare it. Maybe it's not even an accurate number, but you'll know whether it's going up or down.
You know what? I just noticed my HOA is sending me emails telling me what's been going on in my neighborhood and what's been selling.
The HOA is?
The HOA.
Wow.
I know. I was like, did you get it?
Is the HOA run by a realtor?
I don't know. I just started noticing that I was getting like market updates in my neighborhood from the HOA. I was like, okay.
All of my clients get an update. All of my clients get an update whether they want it or not. They're going to get an update because I had to send it to them. They can look at it or not. Just take a look at it. And again, if you're not selling, it doesn't really matter that much, but it's kind of nice to know.